Hello, welcome everyone to the Monday live stream.
Hi.
Thanks. I was waiting for that. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Hi.
What's up?
Hi.
What up, y'all?
So we got a question right off the bat that has nothing to do with Tetras, which is all right. But I want to.
We have a Tetra specific, and then
start.
like libraries.
yeah. Well, let's get right into the Tetras here. I think it's this one. There we go.
Oh yeah.
There's some Tetras for y'all while
like
we
it.
answer this live bear question.
Oh.
Cool videos from a cool guy says. I like that name.
I do. It is a good name.
Hey, Steenfott Aquatics, what is your favorite live bear and why? This should be no surprise to a lot of you. It is the trout goodied.
I co-sign on that.
Trout goodied. And why? Because they look like little trouts.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the shape of their bodies. I like their personalities. I like that they can go in cooler water.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be honest, most live bears can.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they've just always been my favorite. And they probably always will be. Because I'm not a huge live bear guy, personally. I don't really like mollies. I know, you have a different... They're your favorite, but I don't really like mollies. I don't really like platies. I like endlers. Not so much into guppies anymore.
For me, it's the size of the trout goodieds. Like, I really like...
They're very stout.
They're very hardy, stout, and they're active, but they're not, like, frantic. I really enjoy feeding them. They're fun to watch feed. They're very pretty. They're very, very pretty, and they're large. And I tend to like a fish that's a little larger. I don't know why, but it's just more fun.
Zen Ginger agrees, says, not that anyone asked, but my favorite live bear is also now the trout goodied.
She co-signs too.
Because they have cleared all the duckweed from the
Yeah,
redroot
that's
floaters
not-
in my QT tank in a week.
Huh. Interesting. I was just saying how the only fish that I've ever had that could clear duckweed for me were fancy goldfish. I'm sure regular could. I just had fancy goldfish, and they worked really well.
Fish Ranchin, I think, says, how do I become a member of your channel? I want to see members only as videos. So it should be the same as any other channel. There should be a button that says join. If that's not there, I don't know what to tell you.
It should be. It should say join. It depends.
But there is a button that says join. You join it, and then you'll see all the videos that are not there because I rarely do members only videos. We do a members only live stream before this every week. But all of the members only videos that are uploaded are usually just, hey, this is kind of neat. Whether it's the two audio levels are off. Well, she's a quiet talker sometimes. I don't know.
Am I? I feel like I'm either really loud or really quiet.
Yeah.
I'm closer. Is that better, Matt?
Hopefully that's better. But anyway, so yeah, I'm not big on creating a paywall for pay to play, so to speak. So like there's some stuff of me out in the woods. There's some just random
stuff.
like 1 to 5 minute videos that
It's really just the live stream. We do the members live stream.
Yeah, so I didn't even turn memberships on when they came out, but it was really because people wanted to support the channel that I turned it on, and they kept bugging me, and finally I turned it on. So
you gave the people what they wanted.
There's the spiel on the memberships. Everyone can sign up and get nothing.
There's
it's a great value.
There's your pitch.
So anyways.
Oh, good. Okay, it worked. Yay. I do sit kind of far away sometimes. I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
I slouch. I lean. It's my gangster lean. What?
So anyways. We didn't really have anything specific to talk about Tetras. We just love Tetras so much, and we made this background video to show all of our favorite species, but clearly there's more than what's just in this video. There's been a lot of really cool species, new species coming to the hobby, and I think people just need to be aware of these species. It's not just neon or rummy-nosed tetras anymore. There's lots of other alternatives out there these days.
And honestly, I have no issues with people liking standard tetra neons or rummy nose. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that I think that we hyper focus on so many species, we miss out on so many others. And the price points of these newer fish, or these fish that are not kept as often, are so high because nobody keeps them and breeds them. And so the more people that start keeping them and breeding them, we're going to bring that price point down. And then we can all keep them and enjoy them because they're beautiful and they're hardy, and we're missing out on a lot of stuff. So
Like these guys right here that are $35-$40 a piece.
Somebody please, like let's regularize breeding of these gorgeous, expensive fish.
Curtis Schindler with the $1 super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. I
Bruh.
appreciate it. And Curtis, also a member for 55 months, says this is the best nothing I've ever paid for.
It's amazing.
I'm not gonna lie, we do have fun in the member streams. You
Gets
know,
weird.
they're infinitely more fun than these streams, but it's only because
We talk about
it's off topic
Yeah.
and it's also unrated.
not that it doesn't
so-
get off topic here every now and then, but it really goes to left field sometimes.
Yeah, there we talk about literally
Yeah.
anything.
Right. People
And,
just
and
talk.
again, like I said, it's unrated, where obviously this is like the PG kid-friendly version. Version.
What are you thinking?
So
Ooh, look at
anyways,
those guys. I do love a good emperor tetra. Nice.
see and Chris says I think the blind cave tetra might be my favorite, which I think that is one of the most
Yeah.
weirdest, grotesque,
You either love
but also
those or hate
really
them.
cool fish.
Oh yeah, no, it's crazy that that's not a man-made fish. You know what I mean? It's crazy that exists in nature like that. I think I really am a fan of behavior and like just the way things evolve, and it's crazy that it has evolved to be that fish. It's just wild. It's very interesting.
Would I recommend feeding tetras live? I'm always going to recommend live over commercial
If
foods.
you can do live, yeah.
But also a varied diet. They don't eat just one thing in the wild, so obviously a more varied diet is going to be better for your fish.
And yes, there is a lot of trash talking over there, but we kid. We like to make jokes. We like to have fun.
around here. We like to have
That's just what we do. I have one tetra that has had white spots for 2 weeks. I did ICX and salt treatment for 5 days, but the spots haven't changed. They haven't grown or gone away. No other fish show signs. Thoughts?
There is that one weird parasite thing
yeah.
that
What is it called?
I can't remember what it's called, but it will live kind of dormant on your fish. It's basically waiting to get eaten by a bird, and then that's once it's eaten by
Yeah, I
the
know
bird,
what
then
it's
it
called.
then it like loses the larval stage or whatever. But it could be that. Although I would say, I mean, depending on what species of tetra.
It could. Is it getting? This may be like, I don't know. Is it maybe getting bullied? It could be. It could be sick. It could have something else going on. Maybe you need to treat again. I mean, that's. If it were me, I would probably just do another course of treatment to see. I mean, if it's
Or just good old fashioned salt.
yeah, you could even ditch the ICX and just do salt. Yeah.
Oh, you did say and salt
you
treatment.
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you do them like? I'm assuming you did not do them concurrently. I'm assuming that was one after the next.
But I mean, honestly, if I did ICX and salt and it still wasn't going away, I would not be too worried about it. As long as the fish is acting normal
it
and is
eating?
eating and looks healthy, it just has a couple spots on it. I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Experienced stress ick from fish on multiple occasions, especially after transport. That really wasn't. It was ick, but it wasn't. You know, it's from being stressed out, and sometimes it was just as much as like making their environment a little better for them, and then they were fine. Depends.
Isn't showing signs of sickness, eating, and is active. I would keep an eye on it, but I wouldn't be too worried about it at this point.
And as long as the other fish aren't affected, I mean, that's another good sign. So.
Dave says member streams are highly recommended, worth the price of admission. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate that. We do have a lot of fun.
Well, that's nice, Keelan. Honestly, I think out of all the channels I've had memberships to, I would say your members live stream is the best perk besides Corey's Club Talks, but I'd actually take your stream over Club Talks. That's very nice. There you go.
I hope Corey's here right now. I hope he's lurking. Suck
The
it.
first thing that comes to his mind is, I hope Corey's here.
Suck it, co-op.
There you go. Caitlin's like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Worth the price of admission.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
That
It's
is
very
a
nice.
very good compliment. Very succinct and good compliment.
Because honestly, I think co-op has the best value because of the talks. So, I mean, not that I am interested in all the talks, so maybe, I don't know. Suck it.
Oh, you like Curtis, you like the purple emperor, so that's the carry. That's Ichpyatis carry. Those are the purple ones. They're a different genus. They're different. They're not a nematobricon like the palmeri and the Lacordii, but they're a little smaller than the emperors, but they're really pretty too.
Alex says Amica splendens will also eat your duckweed.
Really?
That's what he says.
Interesting.
Some rainbows eat it too.
I have heard that, but I never experienced
My
it.
running river rainbows just destroyed duckweed, but they also destroyed my plants too, so they had to go.
That doesn't work for
Yeah,
me.
they didn't
See,
last
that's why
very long.
goldfish don't work for me either, though. Like they did the best job; they were the most efficient, but at the same time, I was like, "You're gonna destroy every plant I put near you. Can't happen. Nope."
The co-op talks are worth so much more overall. See, I feel like
For new fish keepers, boom.
See, I feel like
really
they're
good.
not for fish keepers.
For
New
ones.
fish keepers, I feel like they're in that middle range because let's be honest,
I mean,
like new fish keepers that are at Petco buying like one of every
Oh.
Tetra, they're not spending $5 a month to
That's
listen to
not
some
even-
talk about how to breed them.
I don't
right?
even think that's a new fish keeper. I think that's somebody who does it one time and never does it again, and just like kills a bunch of fish one time. I could be wrong, but I hope those people don't do it again.
Best fish for eating duckweed would be a pretty good video.
Because I mean, but then there's those people like when we were at the last reptile show, they were selling duckweed in a cup, and I was like, I was alarmed. I'm like, get that away from me. Why is that here? Why is that here? Get that. I don't even want the chance to bring more in. Why are you who's paying money for duckweed? What kind of who does
Gregory
this?
says, I love my mandarin orange lemon tetras from the
Oh,
Wet Spot.
those
Those
are
are really
pretty.
nice.
Yeah.
I want to get like a group of those and regular lemon tetras.
I actually commented
Someday.
on those. I think the last time we were there, I think they had them because they just were really, really nice looking. And I like lemon tetra in general, so that's very cool. Yeah, tetras are like I've said this before, but for those of you that haven't heard me say it, I didn't like tetra for many years. I would only keep pencilfish because I was so sick to death of tetra. And then in the past like 10 years, we have seen some, even the past 5 years, we've seen some crazy new tetras coming out that like it reignited my interest in tetra, which is a big deal because I was like anti-tetra.
So this would be an interesting question. Fishing NH says, what are the best tetras people should be spawning for profit right now? I have a few in mind that I think,
Yeah.
but curious to see what you would say. Well, one, I know I'll let you say because you're going to say it right now. So go ahead.
I think that
That's actually not what I thought you were
no,
going to say.
I
but-
think that isn't because they're easy to spawn. I'm just thinking of like if you're trying to shoot fish in a barrel.
The blueberry tetra.
The blueberry tetra.
Or the high Fesibrycon wadi
They're
eye.
not crazy expensive, but I think that the sheer numbers that people are going to be wanting it's worth it. It's kind of like a electric blue Acara.
So I thought you were going to say the yellow Phenocogrammus.
Oh, the Aroniakis, the lamp
Yeah.
eyes. I feel like
Considering how you just said, buy these fish and spawn them.
people are not as big on the West African fish. I don't know what it is. Like I know they're beautiful, but I feel like
'Cause they're
people
new.
are. Yeah, I feel like people are more apt to go get like a lemonade tetra or a pastel.
Lemonade. Oh,
The
yeah.
lemonades or the pastel lily, pink
lemonade.
lemonades or the pastel lilies or something like that. You know what I mean? Something that's like South American. I just feel like people gravitate towards that. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't know. You know.
So I think you either go for the super rare, like
Yeah.
like the lampai Congos, or like the red cherries, something rare, or you go to something that's like super common, like even just a lemon tetra.
Yeah.
There's
Bread
a
and butter
reason.
fish.
There's a reason these fish are sold in the millions. It's
Right.
because people love them.
But that's why I said wadi because I think they're on their way to being a staple fish. And they're very inexpensive for what they are. So that's why I said that. Mazzuls, yeah, Mazzuls will make money if people are willing to spend the money. That's the thing. I think that with Mazzuls, because you see, like you could do like a red cherry tetra. You know what I mean? There's other things that look, or a cherry barb even. People would be like, oh, I'll just get cherry barbs and they're cheaper. That's kind of, I think, the attitude people have about a lot of these expensive tetras. There are cheaper options. So you really have to want it with these more expensive ones. Yes, Benjamin, African fish are a lot harder, actually. A lot harder to come by nowadays with all the unrest in that area.
Even just trying to get African cichlids now is
I've heard
becoming
of
harder
people
and harder.
paying a lot of money to have fish come that they never see back, but they also never see the fish. So it's one of those things. But I think fish like Hyphesibrycon margite also, which is the bleeding blue tetra. I think Dan has them right now. I kept them. They're wonderful fish. They don't have a crazy. I think they're at like $12 a fish right now, right around that, which is still not cheap, but because they're being bred and starting to be kept more, that price point is starting to come down. And they're going to be a staple because they're beautiful. They're so pretty.
Lay down. Lay down.
Diamond Tetras. I'm a common tank or in a common tank with electric blue Akara and cribs. I love them. And my skirts, the diamonds will school and run all over the tank a few times a day. Diamond Tetra are beautiful. Really, really pretty. I love Diamond Tetra.
Kenny says, I was liking my brother's gold barbs the other day. I think gold barbs are very underrated. I think people see like a $1 fish and they're like, ugh.
Yeah.
But they're really good for outdoor tubbing.
African Tetras are amazing. Most of the Phenacogrammus species are all bigger, right? Yep. They're usually above 3 inches. Yes.
Brazil has banned export of Mazul.
Well, that's just even more incentive for people to get on it here. So that's
Branton says, black neons are my favorite.
They're-
As solid of a fish as you
yeah.
can get. Yep. I remember
Those are
my
beautiful.
school of black neons and my 75-gallon carpeted crypt tank.
Black neons remind me of the Hikoi. That's one. They're very similar. So that's what I'm saying though, is people would see the price point on a Hikoi and then look at a black neon.
Here's a good one. Euthane Kicks says, what Tetra have the most unique behavior? Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go
No,
first?
go
I already
ahead.
got mine.
Go ahead.
I'm going with Splash Tetras.
That's a good one.
So if you don't know about Splash Tetras, these are a small group of Tetras that spawn out of water, and it's very fascinating. So they'll look for like leaves that are just barely like hanging over, and the male and female will jump up together like this, like clinched fins, and grab onto the leaf.
Oh,
And in a matter of like 3 seconds, she will deposit the eggs, he will fertilize them, and then they both fall in. And like it takes like 2 to 4 seconds. The female goes on about her way, and then the male will sit there and splash water on them to keep them moist until they hatch, and then they fall into the water. And I think that's very interesting. And I even have another one. Have you thought of any?
I haven't thought of anything that I think is crazy good. I'm just basically the stuff I'm thinking of is like the male's behavior around the females, which is kind of normal. So go ahead, you can do another one. I'll think
Another
of
one would be the darter tetra.
dying. I did think about the darter tetras.
I thought that's where you were going
because
to go.
they're hovering, and that's very uncommon for most.
They're
tetra to
they're like
hover.
hummingbirds. They move like hummingbirds. It's very cool.
I love them. They are great fish. I was just thinking, this is really boring, but I'd like to talk about these tetra when I can. Watermelon tetra. I've never seen like sexual dimorphism displayed the way that the males do. Like it isn't just because they turn blood red and their fins turn black and they go crazy. The behavior that they display trying to entice the females is wild. Like how hard they try, and the females are so reserved and they all stay in a group. So it's just like these little pieces of blood red shining bobs like moving all around. It's amazing. They're amazing, but I don't have anything good other than that. But I think everybody should look at watermelon tetra because they're underrated. So check them out.
Fish Fam Link says, find all the Steenfott links, merch, discounts, and more at that link there. Huge shout out to Fish Fam Link. Check out that website if you are at all interested in fish. That is the website to go check out. It has all of our schedules for live streaming, all the different channels, videos, all kinds of neat stuff. So pretty cool website.
Regina, I have kept green neons and I really enjoy them. I didn't keep them for very long, but I actually thought that they were pretty hardy. I never had issues with them. Like there wasn't any like die off or anything crazy, and I just think they're really pretty, honestly.
Chris says my gold barbs are fat hogs.
Our dwarf gold barbs we have in with some of my new favorites, which are it's the betta samorum. They're a wild betta. They're really large, but we have the dwarf gold barbs in with them, and I am really liking that tank. Like, I'm not a barb fan. I'll be honest. I'm not a huge barb fan, and I'm obsessed with these dwarf gold barbs. They're so cool. They're so cool.
With the Pethia.
Yes, that's them. The Pythia.
Emily says, we got Lapis Tetras right now, and I love them so much. I wish we got them more often. So do we.
We have 23 of them.
We have a couple dozen of the Imperial Lapis Tetras, and they're growing out.
They are looking nice.
And we got some blue Kochu Tetras
Yes.
from Petco, of all places,
That look really nice too.
that are incredibly healthy
So nice.
and incredibly colorful. And they're at Petco. They're priced at like $4.
oh my god, they're $4.
And then
so stupid. I love it.
and then they have their sale like buy 4 get
Yeah,
one free.
it's
It's
so
like you can buy
stupid.
blue Kochu Tetras for like $3
And
at
we're
Petco.
quarantining. Like we got a batch of them at first to try them out to see, and they were really solid. So we put them in general population. All good. We've had them for months, and then they had more because I mentioned to them last time, I'm like, you guys should get more of these. literally next time we went, they had more. And I was like, I don't know. And then we bought some more, and they're in quarantine because they're from Petco, so they're in quarantine. But they're very healthy. Like, I can already tell they're going to be fine. There's no issues. And, God, those are underrated, too. Blue Kochu Tetra. Blue Kochu Tetra, you guys. I think the most expensive I've seen these guys be is $10. Like, right?
Yeah, Dan has some right now. If you guys want to get some.
They are, the way they move
They're very
is
pretty.
they swim very different. They're very atypical swimmers. They kind of like bounce back and forth. There's no like straight lines. They just move all around. But it isn't too crazy. Like, I really enjoy them. They're very beautiful. Like, almost like a neon pink blue combo on them. Super pretty. $4. Ridiculous. And I'm not guaranteeing your Petco has them, but there's a good chance. I mean, I will say that our Petco that we have here, the people that do the ordering,
It's better than average.
It's above average. These
Far
people,
above average.
right? And these people are ordering stuff in that we're like, I'm shocked. They got belly crawler pikes, which is crazy. I've never seen any pikes at a Petco. It was wild.
You think Kix follows up and says, "Man, I do really like that hummingbird and slender Tetra shape. Great suggestions. Thanks.
Yeah,
You're
those
welcome,
are
buddy."
Awesome.
June says lemon tetras are cute. They will always be one of my favorite tetras.
They
And I
are
was just
cute.
telling her, what was it yesterday when I was like, I want to breed some lemon tetras.
Yeah,
and you were
I
like,
did
why?
too.
And I was like, I don't know. I just really like them.
No, I didn't say why in like a bad way because I like them
No.
too.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I
a
was
bad
definitely
way.
curious because it's very random.
Yeah, it was like,
was
out
like,
of the blue. We weren't even talking
right?
about fish. I was just like, hey, I think I want to breed lemon tetras.
You never know what's going to come out of his mouth.
So anyways,
Oh, someone's asking about the upper Sinepa tetras. Those are the super, super, super red pencil fish with honors.
those are the very like purple,
They're like solid red, pretty much. They're just
very,
red.
very beautiful fish.
They're really pretty, yeah. Our standard Congo tetra is the only one of the Congo tetras that get long flowing fins. No.
The Burchard I got has longer fins.
Alestiopetersius burchardi, which is another type of Congo tetra. They
I
get
don't
very
think
long
they're
fins.
as long, but they definitely have like flowing,
I'd say they're almost more like trailers, like they have like threads.
like lyre tail kind of.
Yeah, and then the
It's a fish that you'd rarely see full grown. So
yeah,
like
I
it's
just
so
think a lot of
new.
people keep them around. That long.
We're lucky to have someone really close that has
The
them. but-
Fantastiques have pretty flowing fins too, but the lamp eyes don't. The Aroniakis don't. They're pretty stubby in the fin department, but their body and their eyes make up for it. So, but yeah, those are really the most flowy of the fins.
Caitlin, our Petco has them. I don't know if all of them do, and they also only get like 6 at a time. It's very annoying.
Dude. Hopefully now, because they all got purchased pretty quick. Like I'm hoping they get more, because usually when you buy stuff, they see a trend like, okay, people are liking these tetra. I don't think they'll be buying any more.
And they
belly
give us
crawlers.
discounts now too, just because we're friends now.
Yeah, well, because we
apparently.
appreciate what they order, and I think when you're someone who works with the limitations you have within a Petco or PetSmart, a chain store, it's exciting when people are stoked on what you bring in, because they personally tell us like, we picked this out. Like, I picked this out and ordered this in, and I'm like, sweet. I've bought their vinegaroon. Like, I bought a bunch of random stuff there that I'm like, I'll take it. I want it. Gimme.
And they'll also order whatever we want.
They've asked us, yeah, if we wanted anything to
And then one time we were there, they were like, if you guys want these,
God, the ferret.
yeah, they're like, if you want the ferrets, we'll give them to you half off. And I was like, oh, you're really tempting me there.
I would have taken. There was 3 at that point, and oh God,
Curtis has a question for you.
what's up? Oh, where is it?
Second to the
10
last.
EBA and a 6'90" gallon
Electric
VOK
blue
long term.
Tara.
Absolutely, 100% fine, no problem. They'll love it. They'll bump into each other because they'll all stay in a ball. You know how they do it. I don't know why EBAs just all move as this like mass together, but they kind of do. It's pretty funny. Mine all like they no aggression, and I had 10 of them in a 75. Why I say this is okay is because I've done this, but they were in a 75, and I felt like it may sound like a lot, but they really like, I don't even know, it worked out perfectly. So yeah, you're all good.
Regina says, I have a black skirt Tetra that is 4 years old. Has lived inside and outside into the low 40s. It's basically a
Wow,
dinosaur.
seen some things, huh?
You know what's a good Tetra for outside is the Buenos Aires Tetra. Those guys can go cold.
They're pretty too.
And they're really, really easy to spawn. That's all I got about it. Right? It's a Tetra that no one ever talks about.
Yeah, that's true. No,
That's like
I don't
a
know why.
$1,
They're really pretty too.
and it gets a really good size.
You know who we used to talk about a lot is Primetime Aquatics were the only ones I ever heard talk about those fish. I don't know why. I remember because I'm like, no one ever says any boo about these fish.
Any boo?
Alessio Petersius Smikeli are very skittish. Even that's unfortunate. I bet you they're pretty. Are those the golds? No, those aren't the golds. Now I have to look that up because I have to know what they are, or else it's gonna bother me.
Do you guys deliver to Puerto Rico? We don't deliver anything anywhere.
I don't deliver ever.
But I don't think our affiliates do either. So
no, I don't think so. Sorry, I have to find this out right now.
Curtis says, I was talking to my brother Satire Day, and he asked me how many I wanted, and I said, I don't know, 8. He says, okay, I'll give you 10. What a weird autocorrect. Why would it autocorrect Saturday
okay, got
to
it.
Satire?
That's interesting.
Whatever.
It's the yellowtail Congo. Just so everyone knows.
Her 209 says, I have Buenos Aires tetras, and they will tear up any plants in my tank. That's
Really?
interesting. So when I kept them, in an outdoor tub, and maybe there were so many plants that they just couldn't eat them, but I never saw them nibbling on plants. That's interesting. That's good to know.
I had no idea they did that. I've never kept
Those
them,
are the
so
blue
why would I
diamond
know?
Congos.
The yellowtail. That's why I hate common names, because there's like 3 different common names for them, and they all are the same freaking fish every time.
What's up, Top Chat Bob? I am on a live chat. You can verify that right there. It says live chat.
He is on live chat. I'll give him that. My local pets at home chain store is very good too. Often pick up some good things there. That's nice. It's nice to have. I had my Petco by me, or one of the Petcos back in Sacramento. They were at like a tier. I forget what they call it, a tier or something. But they could order like tegus and that kind of stuff. And they knew I wanted one. And she was like, I'll get you a tegu. I'm like, no, I'm going to pick my own tegu out. Thank you. Thanks for that. That's something you pick out yourself.
Are those Zodiac loaches on the screen? I don't think there's any Zodiac loaches in this video.
We have Zodiac loaches.
I do have Zodiac loaches, but I don't think...
I like the Zodiac. Yeah.
We have serpent loaches.
No, we have Zodiacs.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
I'm 100% sure
I
we
believe
have
you.
Zodiacs.
Oh, no, we got them at Denny's Pet World. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, I know they are because they have the Z's. Like, that's like on the sides of them. They're like the Z's. They seem cool. I love ferrets. Had them growing up. I 100% get more and build a good size enclosure, but I don't have the time to dedicate. Yeah, the smell. They are very pungent.
Mine never smelled. I don't know.
They did.
I also clean his enclosure though.
But
so
see, it doesn't matter because it's the oils.
I've never met a ferret that smelled, ever.
The ferrets don't smell. I don't even want to say it's bad. They just have an odor, and a lot of people, I'm not bothered by it, but a lot of people are bothered by animal odor in general. Like, there are things that I would probably never notice because I've kept a menagerie of animals. Like, I just don't notice it because I've been around them forever. It's like I didn't hear all my birds making jungle calls like my friends did because I was used to it. But
so here's a good comment that, and I should say a good Tetra that I hardly ever see anyone talk about. Johnny Best says, ordered Phoenix Tetras from the wet spot last year, and they are still going. Haven't got them to breed as of yet. But the Phoenix Tetras, what are they? I think they're under $10, and they're just really cool.
Expensive. They're big too, which is not big, but bigger. That's nice.
Brandon says, I have a couple of ferrets. I have a couple of ferrets. Let me tell you, what a riot. Yep. I've had them before. So
growing up, my grandfather and my aunt like shared a pair because in California they were illegal, so someone found out and they had to like trade them back and forth, but their names were Margaret and Muckluck. I was like, that's mean. But
Matt says, I think those were hovering zebra loaches in that clip. I'm gonna have to pay attention now because
I don't even know what are we the clip. I thought someone was just asking randomly. I'm out of it. I'm hungry. We do have there's also those. We've got so many loaches that I forget about and I feel bad, and then I look in a tank and I'm like, oh,
because they're burrowed all the time.
Yeah, they burrow and they sit in like underneath rocks and stuff. And I make
now
all
they
these...
figured out how to get behind the backgrounds on some of the tanks.
They're so irritating. They're like snakes. They just get everywhere. When you got no limbs and you're just long and a noodle, you can just get places. One of the garter snakes got behind like the permanent background that's in one of the tanks, and I had to like surgically remove him from it. It was real fun.
I was just thinking about getting Congo Tetras. Any tips? My only tip with them would be don't put them with fish that nip fins, because they do get those beautiful long flowing fins. Yeah. And there are lots of fish that like to nip on those. So
I would also make sure you get a good mix of male and female. That's my suggestion. They always look nicer when there's a mix of sexes. But they're fun fish. They're fast moving. Make sure there's nothing they can run into, because if there's a lot of fish that are shy or reserved, they're going to be freaked out by Congos.
So Mike says, little behind on the stream, but I will say the regular bloodfin tetras are the most underrated tetra in the hobby.
They're great fish.
I will say I do love them, but they always jump out.
They are jumpers.
Every time I've had them, they always find the smallest little nook, smallest little crack to get out of.
What happened to ours last time that we just had. Now we just have glass blood.
Anytime I did water changes, I had to sit there and watch to make sure they wouldn't jump out. They are jumpers, but they are fantastic schoolers. Excellent schooling fish.
I really like the glass blood fins. I like the regular blood fins, but the glass blood fins, to me, I just love clear fish. So, you know. Whew, that's a question. What other fish can go with bucktooth tetra? None. I wouldn't put anything else with them. They're going to just gnaw on them. Honestly. Like, they're not very nice. They just want to... They're kind of jerks. I would definitely get a bigger group of them. You could get some more bucktooth tetra. I think that would be... Honestly, I can't think of a lot that I would want to keep with them just out of the fear of them getting a little nippy.
Oh, here we go. Benjamin Peters. Ouch. I found this comment. I've been waiting to see it, and then I lost it. It says, tore down a tank today and found 5 coolie loaches I haven't seen for at least a year.
That's funny.
We have 3 coolie loaches. I couldn't tell you where they are in the fish room, but it never fails. We start moving in tanks, tearing down tanks. It's like, oh, there's coolie loaches in here.
Do you even keep fish if you don't find coolie loaches years later? I don't think so. Like, that's always the case.
Gosh, I
have no idea.
Maybe
I think they're in the top 40 breeder. Maybe. I think that's the last place I put them, unless you've moved them. I put them in the top 40, and I haven't seen them since. But there's a lot of things that wiggle around in there, so who knows? Bloodfin tetra are my favorite. Big fans of the bloodfin. They're just really pretty. I mean, they're very pretty fish.
Even
and they
the
have
glass.
The glass ones are, well, I love them.
She likes the glass bloodfins more than the regular.
I
like the regular more than the glass, but I think they're both still really pretty.
I still enjoy both of them. We had both of them until all of the regular ones jumped out. And I was like, and the glass ones are smarter, and they decided to stay in the water. So that's where they are still. I had ordered glass blood fins, but unfortunately there was a mix up, and they were, I got like half and half.
I've never kept a coolie, so it'd be really odd if I found one. Yeah,
no, it wouldn't.
Came burrowed into like a plant.
Yeah, I was like, no, it wouldn't be weird. Literally, they find their way places. I love coolie loaches.
It was burrowed in the wool of the pot.
Probably. That could totally happen. I could see that. You never see them. That's the problem with them. They're just never around.
Top 5 schooling tetras. That would take some thinking. I couldn't just come off the top of my head, but I would say bloodfin and coste tetras are very good schoolers.
Watermelon tetra are excellent schoolers, very tight schoolers. They stay in a group. I have videos of mine that they just like hover together. So that's another good one.
Max, I agree. Says regular Von Rio tetras are super underrated.
Von Rios are nice. They have a lot of color.
We have some. It was a terrible batch.
They look like crap.
And they're about the most...
They're like clear.
Uncolored fish I've ever seen in my life.
They're clear, but not in a good way.
Which was very disappointing, but I guess it goes with the... I bought them wholesale, so that's why I get what I pay for.
Regina, I knew it. Her Amapa tetra have matured, and they are beautiful. I was hoping for that, and that is what has happened. I'm pleased for you. That's awesome.
Those are ones I've always wanted to keep.
Those are nice.
Same with the Lorto tetra tabla. The Lortoensis tetra, which is in this video somewhere, have been on my bucket list for a very long time.
I still, if someone like said you gotta pick one tetra, it would have for me like one tetra would be ironically the Emperor tetra, which perfect timing.
Now, can you in that one tetra do you get to keep every variant, or do you only get
if I get
the blacks?
Okay, if I only get one variant, I'm doing Lacordii.
Okay.
Which are not the ones you see right now. Those are Palmeri. Lacordii are the Rainbow Emperor, and they're jerks. But if you keep them in large enough numbers, they're fine, and they are the most beautiful of the beautiful.
Oh, here they are right now. Hyphesibricon lortoensis. I think they're Hyphesibricon.
Yeah.
They should say here in a minute.
They are.
I love these guys. This is full grown, too. They're like right at an inch.
Perfect size. Look at those little BBs. They're very pretty.
The black bodies, the red.
Yeah, they're really pretty.
Yeah.
They've got nice big eyes. I love tetra with big eyes. That's one of my favorite attributes on tetra are their large eyes, or some of their large eyes. Diamonds are good schoolers. Lamp eyes. Oh, are we talking about lamp eye? What kind of lamp eyes? I'm just curious.
Normans.
I love them. But mine didn't school. Mine just kind of all went.
Yeah, I was just kidding. That's,
Yeah. All over the place, like that. Which is what I liked about them. I've only kept a few species of tetra, but they all have nipped one another's fins at one point. Have only been in groups of 6 to 10. I will say this, and I've said it a lot recently. My new bare minimum for tetra are 12. Like, really, you need 12 or more. Like, I feel like
unless you got these guys here. You don't need. These are the most chill tetras you will ever see.
Which is funny because they look mean, right?
Like, this is like full speed. This is not slowed down.
They cannot go faster than
That's
this,
how
people.
fast they move. They're very fascinating. They just float.
That was my issue also with tetra, was they were very nippy, and I just went, why would I keep a tetra when I could keep a pencil fish that won't nip anything? And that's what I did for a long time, until I realized that we have so many more options for tetra that aren't nippy. Because there are plenty, like Margite, Hyphesibricon margite, the bleeding blues, are some of the nicest tetra I've ever kept. They bothered absolutely nobody, and they were a little larger too. They were about the size of emperors, maybe a little bit bigger. No problems at all. Never any issues. Emperors nip. Like, there are just some nippy tetra. You just have to keep them in big groups. So try adding to the crew.
Pristilla tetras are ones that'll nip if you don't have enough.
Yeah. Pristillas are cool.
The Dawn tetra will nip if you don't have enough.
Most of them will. That's the thing, is they're used to being in these big groups, and I feel like they expect that. When they don't, there's just that like con-specific aggression going on. But once it's spread around enough, it just goes away completely, and then it's the pack mentality, and they're fine.
Lucas says, have a group of bleeding hearts. Finally, someone with bleeding heart tetras.
Those are nice.
Started out with 9 2 years ago. Now have 7, which is the size of I'm telling you. We just put out a video of 10 tetras for medium-sized cichlids, and everything you see online says the bleeding hearts are like 2.5. Seriously, Fish says 2.5 inches. Everywhere says 2.5. I'm like, no way. Mine were like the size of apples.
There's a lot of tetra sizes that are incorrect, and I've noticed they skew much smaller. The literature skews much smaller than the tetras actually get, because I've kept a lot of tetra that get big.
To answer your question, I wouldn't be concerned with adding smaller ones to your group.
Oh, serpes are nippy. Yeah.
Yep, serpes are
That's
definitely
very true.
nippers. Yeah.
I experienced that. I did not like it. I just like the slight green iridescence on the regular. Yeah, you're right. There is a slight green. There is. They're a little. It's almost like they're opaque glass with like an iridescence.
I would have to add Rummy Nose to the list of the top 5 schoolers, because I give them that. They do die. That's what they do. But they also school.
But they school before they do it.
When they're not dying, they're schooling.
They're alive. They're schooling. Kenny likes the exodons. I want to have 40 or have a 40 full of. Yeah, I was gonna say. See, exodons are cool if that's all you have. Like, if you have a 40 with exodons, that's dope. I can't imagine you have anything else with them though, because they're a little right. But I like them. I think they look cool. Oh, Benjamin got his from Aquatic Arts and hasn't lost any in a little over a year. That's good. Bad to lose things.
My pink lemonade schools pretty tightly. That's nice.
That's good to know. I have not kept them personally, so good to know about them.
Benjamin says, my embers always school very... See, my embers never schooled. Well, okay, so they would school after a water change, but it was more like a shoal. It was like a gathering. Not much
They're
of
all
a
stoked,
school.
And so they decided to enjoy it together and then go about their business.
They're like all the burners behind school after behind the bleachers.
Yes, I do know.
We're all just kind of congregating back here, just kind of
hanging out,
sitting here,
disperse slowly, do our own thing. Hey guys, could I add the blue Kochu Tetra to my 75-gallon with bleeding hearts and 5 Geophagus? Yes, you could. Do it. Those Geophagus won't give a hoot about... Geophagus don't eat other fish. I've had so many types of Geophagus, and they are not fish eaters. They like very small food. They are not built to eat fish like that. So, no, you'd be good. Do it.
Matt says, hummingbird tetras and jelly bean tetras look really cool. We have a small group of jelly
beans. I have to do it every time. I'm sorry.
Curtis says, I still have the look of a normal neon tetra. Just can't find a good batch.
Yeah.
Neon tetras will always be like, that's the fish that got me into the hobby. And I feel like besides like goldfish and bettas, neon tetras are probably third on bringing people into the hobby. Because I still remember walking in, like I was into reptiles, but I still remember walking in, I think it was Pet Paris was the name of the store.
So funny.
And I just remember seeing like that big school of neon tetras in their cell tank, and I was like, "Oh my Lanta, I got to have those."
I
And,
love that. I love that.
I do love them, but again, they just die.
They do.
I mean, I know people have had good luck with them and you know,
I'm just.
other things, but
This
it's
is
just
gonna
like,
sound
ugh. Like I love Rumino's tetras too,
yeah,
but I'm
they're-
never gonna buy them again.
I think that my problem with neons, other than they die, that's true. It's too much color for me, and I know, and like I've said this many times, I'm not someone who enjoys that much color on a fish. I really don't. That's why I like Geophagus. That's why I like that, because it's muted hits of iridescence. I don't want it distracts. Like our electric blue Acara, I love them, and I bred them for years. I love them. They're so bright, it almost takes away from what you're looking at. Like it takes away from everything. It's like too much color. So that's my issue with the neon tetra. It's like I like those cost days. I like silver.
See, but I think the cardinals in the back look pretty awesome. They would look just as awesome if they were neons.
Cardinals are also a very nice batch of cardinals. Like Candy has some nice cardinals.
Neons need a lot of TLC. Need to guarantee. Neons die so much they made up a disease just so people didn't feel bad. Like,
okay,
all your fish are dying.
Disease.
Neon tetra disease. We don't know what it is. We don't know how to treat it. We don't even know how to define it.
That's just AKA these are sensitive fish.
Like, you know, it just happens. Just whatever. Buy more.
That is really what it comes down to, is buy more.
People always ask, what's neon tetra disease? Does anyone know?
No one knows.
Does anyone?
It's a mystery wrapped in an enigma. Kenny had a bunch of green neons, and they dwindled to 3, and the last 3 survived for a while. Ugh, yeah.
I have had better luck with green neons.
Yeah, I didn't. Mine were fine.
And same with like the green fire tetra is another really good one, or it would be a good alternative to a neon tetra.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's funny.
Zen Ginger says, I got the best batch of neons at Petco. Go figure. Lasted almost 3 years, and I killed them with a filter malfunction with my Episto colony.
Oh, jeez, that sucks.
Yeah, been there.
That sucks. I'm sorry. It never gets easier. Even if it was like 10 years ago when people tell me these stories, I'm like, oh, it hurts. It's painful. I feel bad.
Legion Aquatics, what's up, buddy? Says, Bob, I just picked up 2 Eheim Classic 600s, 3 other brand new canisters under gravel filters, 5 big boxes of Eheim Biomedia, and 8 packs of Purigen, and a bunch of other things, all brand new in the box for 200 Canadian. So what, like $5? That's pretty good. It's a pretty good deal.
That's crying. Good job. That is good.
Fun fact, green fire tetras can be kept unheated. I think there's a lot of fish that can be kept unheated.
I really think we are cooking a lot of fish. Like, we're not even cooking, but just like, it's unnecessary. It's one less thing to... It's worse for your fish, I feel like, if your heater malfunctions and they're used to it being a certain temperature and then it drops suddenly than them being kept at a lower temp.
Those are green neons, not cardinals. I was like, where's the red stripe at? I couldn't see the red stripe, so I just assumed they were cardinals.
About?
The fish in the background.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, they look like cardinals to me. I can't even tell.
I see one. I do see one neon tetra though. I did just see one.
Where? No. Oh God, I'm gonna look for it. I gotta find it before it goes away.
I swear, there's one in there.
Oh, you're lying.
Nope.
I'm not gonna find it. It's not gonna. Now it's a game, and this is fun. Now I'm having a good time. This is a good time.
Matt says, I have a neon that's at least 4.5 years old now.
Wow. That's a good run with a neon, I feel
Paul
like.
says, I do love the Rummy's school. I just got a bunch of them. Boy, if you want a guaranteed, like, viral video, just get a bunch of Rumminos and dump them in a tank. Like, it works every time. Like,
that's the recipe.
Just go look on YouTube. Everyone that has, like, a bunch of Rumminos has a ton of views. Easy views. Very easy views.
Interesting. I still prefer the Rummy Nose Rasbora to a Rummy Nose Tetra.
I would, if I could find healthy tetras, I'd rather have the Rummy Nose Tetra just because I do like the way they school. They're much better schoolers than the Rasboras.
Oh, Rasboras, I don't even think they really school. I just like them better. I'm just sorry. I'm off the schooling thing. I'm just on to what I prefer. Oh my God, highlights, hidden pictures. I see that at the doctor's office. So much fun. I was obsessed with it. If I didn't finish it, I'd freak out. A little bit of an OCD.
Regina says, my Cardinals and Rumminos are rock solid, hard water. They're out there. There's some nice quality fish out there. But if I was like dead set on having neon tetras, There's no way I would buy them from like a Petco or PetSmart.
No, I don't think
I know Zen Ginger, you had some luck with yours, but
Well,
no
I think
way.
the Wet Spot has pretty solid cardinals, right?
And Dan has a really good supplier too.
So that's a good thing. At least you know where you can go and hopefully get started in the right direction.
Johnny Best says 20 long, 10 Phoenix Tetras, 10 Beckford Eye, and 1 Von Rio. No, I would never do one of any Tetra. They are a schooling fish. So yes to the Beckfords. I think the Phoenix Tetras might get a little too big for a 20 long eventually, but at the normal size you buy them at, you probably have like a year or two before you'd have to
Just
upgrade
do
them.
like 30 Beckfords. I love a big group. I had a huge group of Beckfords. I love it. They look so cool, and there's a lot of them.
What happened to Corey's rummy nose Tetras that he was going to put in the... Whoa, you're going
That was
way
a
back.
long
You're
time
going
ago,
like
wasn't
6
it?
years ago. He took them to the store and sold them. He changed his mind.
They're gone.
Yeah.
And they're gone.
He had, I think, 500 rummy nose Tetras, 250 in each tank.
Nancy kills me. Nancy slays me with the things she says. I love it. Not to brag, but I had my own highlight subscription as a kid.
That was my favorite thing to do, going to the doctor's office.
Yeah, that's what I just said. I was in the doctor's office doing it as quick as I could, and if I didn't finish, I would freak out. I'd freak out. That's awesome. Yeah, Nancy got to finish them. Exactly, Caitlin. Unlike some, well, I was pretty quick on the draw with that.
Okay, now we have an answer. Aquarium Co-op says, I ate those rummy
they're
nose
dead.
Tetras.
They're dead.
Well, dude goes to Peru and eats fish and comes back and
they're
is like,
dead.
I gotta have more.
See what happens
Gotta have more.
on the next.
I'm curious what a pleco tastes like, though. I don't know that I could eat a common
Nothing. There's
pleco.
like no meat. Isn't it bone? Aren't they all bone?
I don't know. They serve them down there.
Sheesh. I don't know about that.
Corey is here. Behave. I don't have to
He
behave.
He
This
ate
is
Rummy Nose
my
Tetra.
stream.
He needs to behave.
Nobody tells me to behave on my stream. Look at
Come on
banned,
now.
Leo.
Bone in. No, you deboned them first.
Could you imagine deboning Rummy Nose
Jesus
Tetras?
criminy. No, I cannot imagine that. Let me just get a quick fillet here on this. I don't know about all that.
You'd have to cook them like cocktail shrimp and eat them that way.
Yeah. They're like sardines. You just
He
peel
says
and
if you
eat.
cook them right, the bones melt in your mouth.
Ooh, yummy.
You gotta have a little crunch.
It's an amuse bouche, guys. This is the preview to the meal.
It's vitamin C, like it's calcium.
It's science. It's nature. It's good for
Mm-hmm.
you. It's fine. I mean, lizards can eat them. Why can't we? Let's be honest.
Jose says I like the rummy nose rasbora, but for totally different purposes and in different tanks. Yeah,
No,
I mean, they're
was
completely different.
I was
for sure.
literally just saying, rummy nose. I like the rasbora, but I'd only ever see them in like two pairs, and I'm like, why is there never more than this? I don't understand.
Great. Now I'm hungry.
I'm starving.
Yeah, we're pretty hungry too. We skipped lunch.
Yeah, I'm dying.
We were working so hard today that we missed lunch.
Yeah, it was. That's what it was.
Deep fry anything long enough and it has the same texture.
Word. This is true. This is true.
Fried rummy nose like popcorn chicken style. That's how we do it in the South.
Mm-hmm. You bread it, you fry it, you eat it. The end. Sturgeons should. What is it? Wait. Oh, sturgeons. I'm so fish-minded here. I just automatically assume we're talking about sturgeons.
Kenny says, watched a YouTuber named Blue Gabe eat a pleco, and he said it actually tasted pretty
Really?
good.
I feel like they just be so bony. I don't know.
I feel like they eat trash. Like, I mean, although bacon.
They're
like,
bottom feeders. We eat tilapia,
I
though.
mean,
and
well,
tilapia is a
look what
bottom
they
feeder.
feed pigs, and we get bacon out of it. So maybe plecos
Bacon
can
is
be
not
good.
a fish, though. I mean, just saying.
Johnny Best says Aquarium Co-op loving the easy green.
General consensus from everyone.
Mm-hmm.
True statement. It's the best.
Matt says not a Tetra, but I also love the 10 gold dwarf barbs from the Wet Spot.
Word.
Yep, I'm telling you that. And what's the other one we have?
Oh,
seven-
we have the African fire,
Oh,
the
yeah.
fire barbs, the African banded barbs. They're called a million different things, and I honestly don't remember the scientific name, but they're one of my favorite. I think they might be my favorite barb. They're just such a peaceful barb, and they don't look barbish. They look very much more Tetra-esque.
Yeah, if you like the golden dwarf barbs, you will love these fish
Yeah,
as well.
for sure. We actually had them together. I separated them because I
Which-
was.
Did not make me very happy.
I knew. I haven't said anything about that.
I know. I feel like I didn't have to.
I,
I felt like the look was enough. When I walk into the fish room
he's not mad. He's
and
disappointed.
saw my barbs had been separated, I was like,
no.
I just turned around and said, I guess I'm not working in here today.
She probably did. That's probably exactly
what happened.
probably exactly what happened, and I was left alone to handle everything myself. Well, I separated the barbs. He wasn't in there for that, so whatever. That's what happens. You leave me alone in a room, I'm moving fish around. It's happening. It's happening.
Texture and taste of pleco is kind of like tuna fish without any seasoning. The shoulder part behind the skull has a lot of meat.
Interesting.
Towards the tail, it's a lot of bones and too much work.
I could see the head. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. That is where the bulk of the meat is. All right. All right. I think I'll pass. Maybe not. Maybe next time. Depends on the type. What L number is it?
I feel like we need a Peru trip.
I would
Just
love to go
saying.
to Peru.
Just saying.
See, I don't think I'd go to that much effort to go anywhere else internationally other than South America. I'm not a huge traveler, but I would definitely... I'd mess with Peru all day long.
Yeah, once planes stop dropping out of the sky, I'll be back to traveling.
When one door closes, another door opens. Boeing. That was really funny. That was a good one. Every now and then, there's a meme that comes along, and it's actually good. Wait, what is that? You gotta remember to take some Zatarans. Zatarans. Zenger, you could just call them mud bugs. Yep.
Who would watch all the kids? Well, that would be a
That's
problem.
a good question.
That would be a problem.
Yeah, that's why we don't go
There
anywhere.
are. That's pretty much why we don't.
Yeah.
Even going to the wet spot for a weekend is kind of a hassle.
I worry now because, I worry about reptiles more than I worry about fish. Honestly, it's
Yeah,
harder.
you can leave fish in the
I'm
dark
not
for a
having
week. Who
someone
cares?
feed my 3-foot lizard who has a very high food drive and she's not aggressive at all, but she is growing and she's driven by food, and I don't want her flinging herself at somebody and potentially maiming somebody that's not me. So if she wants to bite me, that's fine. I don't want her to bite somebody else. I worry about that.
Jose, I would absolutely say that the cherry tetras are redder than ember tetras.
Yeah.
Because ember tetras are like a orange.
They're orange. Yeah, they're not even red. They're like an orange red. But the cherry they're like red, like cherry red. That's perfect description.
This is interesting. So Aquarium Co-op says best tasting fish by far is shovel nose.
Really?
Arapima is just meh. Pacu, piranha, discus I've tried. Shovel I'd choose over steak.
Huh. Is it like, is this the one we were talking about where it was like,
Once we had it, we ate it as many times as possible.
is it like swordfish? Is that the one we were talking about? You said was like swordfish that had like that steak consistency? Because I can handle fish that have that steak consistency. I like that. I think that's good. But I can't remember if that's what we were talking about or not. But I remember we were discussing a fish that tasted or that had like a steak-esque texture. Might have been that.
Fish Hunter
What?
says my favorite tetra is the red and blue Colombian. I almost put that in our last video.
Nostalgia.
Strictly for nostalgia.
Yeah.
When I came back into the hobby after my hiatus, that was the first, I don't know if it was the first fish I bought, but it was definitely the first tetra I bought. And what else? I got ball of sharks like a noob.
Yes. Give me one
I know
of
I got
each.
cherry barbs.
That sounds right.
And
All of this checks out.
I don't know. I have to go back and like look at pictures and stuff, but I know for sure that the red and blue Colombian were my first tetra.
One of my first fish back into the hobby was electric blue acara.
Yeah, they were served more like steaks for the shovel.
Yeah.
nose.
That's what. Okay, that makes sense. Well, and they're big. I mean, that does make sense. I feel like I could see that. I don't know. I'll eat most things that swim. Like that's my favorite kind of food is seafood. So, or freshwater food, whatever, fish. Make some sushi.
Imagine trying to fillet a discus. No.
Dude, they are a fillet. Like that's what they are.
They come that way.
They are naturally filleted.
We should have a fillet for dinner,
Should we?
but you have to make it.
Here's a freaking shocker. This just in, guys. I gotta make dinner. Oh
The-
God, I'm not gonna grow a shovel nose to eat it. Like Jesus, who am I here, people? Have we met? Like, come on. Maybe I could eat a nameless, faceless shovel nose, but not my own. Like that's different. Swordfish is delicious. I love swordfish.
I've never had swordfish.
Oh my God, that's what we should have. Oh my God, it's so good. It stands up so well to being barbecued. Because
Where are we
of
gonna
the
get fresh
consistency.
swordfish at 6 o'clock on a Monday? on a holiday of all days.
Hell if I know.
Oh, let me look at my fake watch is gonna tell me where to get swordfish on a Monday evening.
Are you making fun of me right now?
No.
Okay. All right. That's fine. This is gonna go.
See,
smoothly.
that's making fun of you.
Yeah, you do that. I don't even notice that anymore.
I know.
What did he do without me?
I ate lots of Doritos. Doritos and beef jerky. Oh, and chicken wings.
Oh my god.
I eat chicken wings like every day.
I can't.
They're so good.
I just can't. I mean, I make stuff like that, but I make everything from scratch because I have OCD and I'm a control freak. Yay for him.
We don't have a Whole Foods here.
No, there's no Whole Foods. No Whole Foods. Nope. I didn't. To be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of Whole Foods since Amazon purchased them. The quality of their food just slipped a lot, and their prices are still stupid. So, I'm not a big fan.
Ooh, Jose. I would starve if I was shipwrecked on an island. I hate almost everything that comes from the water.
What the hell, bruh?
Ooh, it's so good.
It is delicious. Like
crab, shrimp, lobster.
Anything with a shell is the best.
Salmon.
Yeah. Oh, I love salmon. No, everything. I would probably eat anything. The only thing I don't. Oh, maybe it was shark. I think Corey. We were talking with Corey about shark. Shark. That's what it was. It was like steak with shark. That was what we were. Okay, I knew it was something. It was gonna drive me crazy.
We do not have a Sprouts.
No Sprouts either.
We have basically a Fred Meyer, which is Kroger.
Yeah.
And Safeway, Albertsons, and a Winco.
So what I had that my store
Whole
that
paycheck. Yeah, that's
my
right.
store that I rep hard no matter where I am is Rayleigh's Bel Air and Nob Hill. I know the Rayleigh's family and they're amazing people, and the store was my favorite, and I'm very sad I don't have a Rayleigh's anymore because
There's our $2. Thank
Whoop,
you,
whoop.
Johnny Best.
Thanks, buddy.
We appreciate it.
Shark is good. That's the general consensus. Everybody likes shark. Everybody I've talked to who's had shark says it's really good. It's similar to swordfish, and I love swordfish, so I can't say.
Ooh, look at the
like
Danios in this tank. They're so pretty.
That whole tank is just ridiculously good looking. What does it feel like to be really ridiculously good looking? What?
I was trolling Candy.
No, I love her tank.
I know, but she hates the Danios.
But when am I ever trolling Candy? I love Candy, and I do nothing but say nice things. Grocery outlet, bargain market.
I have never been there. I forgot we have a grocery outlet.
I went there because I needed tilapia for the gosh dang lizards, and so I was on a tilapia hunt that didn't have carbon dioxide in it, and I finally found it at grocery outlet. So, whoop whoop.
I had shark fin soup in Japan. Freaking amazing. I bet they have good food there.
They have sushi, so absolutely. I bet they do. It's like a steak. Yeah, that's what I thought. Crab legs are freaking delicious.
Mandalay Bay seafood buffet, crab legs all day long. There's a fresh
Tree
every day.
trunks.
It's so good.
Yeah, that's so yummy.
If you're ever in Vegas, you got to go to the Mandalay Bay seafood
I just
buffet.
want some food from Rudy's Hideaway. That's my favorite. Where we went, that's the place we went. Where you had the lobster bisque.
That was good.
It was really good. That sounds very good right now.
Swordfish and mako. I'm like the mako shark. I never stop moving. They call me the mako.
I love mako sharks. It's a disservice to makos. Fried tilapia with cheese grits. I make some really delicious grits.
I'm gonna make you watch that episode of Leverage. There's literally an episode of Leverage
I cannot
where
roll
a guy
my
calls
eyes
himself the
hard
mako.
enough.
He's like,
into the back of
I'm
my
like
head.
a mako shark. I never stop moving.
My stepdad and him with the Leverage. I can't. I'm like, what the hell?
We're
is
the
it about
only
this
two
show?
people
Oh
that
my
watch
God.
that show.
My stepdad's so passionate about shows. Like when you come over, he like will make you be quiet, and if you talk, he rewinds it. And
Good.
my mom gets so mad. She's like, quit rewinding it. We're trying to have a conversation. And he's like, but you didn't hear that. He wants us all to hear it. We all have to. I love. God bless him.
Corey says I only eat crab in cake form. I don't think there's anywhere left to get good crab cakes here. You have to leave.
God, I love a good.
We have to
crab
leave
cake.
Marysville for that. And I don't think that's. too
I'm
much.
down. We can go. Let's go find a crab cake. Wait, doesn't?
Benjamin says, "Wait, what? Carbon dioxide? Is that like injected or something?"
Yeah. Well, no, it's not injected, but it's used to help preserve it. It's not. Yeah. I do. I know that some people will say this is okay. When it comes to my fish for my reptiles, it has to have nothing. Like I don't care. It has to just say tilapia fillet. Like that's all I'm messing with for my animals. Because if something happened, I'd lose my mind. So I'm better safe than sorry.
Johnny Best says, "I wish Corey would ship tanks to New York. I
don't think
wish.
that's happening.
I wish you could ship tanks that don't break.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wish a lot of things about tanks, but it just
Oh, Bonefish brought back the crab cakes. All right. Well, we haven't been there in a while.
we haven't been there for a long time. I want to go there. I want a crab cake. I want some calamari.
When are we going? Let's go.
Yeah, can we go now? Because I'm so hungry.
Yeah, Corey, let's end the stream. We'll go right now. Crab cakes for everyone.
I'm so hungry right now. Why did I skip lunch? God, I love anything like that though, and I love for some reason with seafood, I feel like I'd rather have a bunch of appetizers than like a full meal. I don't know, because there's so many things I want to eat. I love calamari though. I judge restaurants based on their calamari. I always order it.
Gross.
Well, more for me. It's fine. God, we haven't been to Bonefish for it was probably like 8 months ago. Yeah, a long time. It's really close to us, Candy. You probably had to drive by it when you came out here.
Yeah, you've driven past it. It's it's north of the Costco. Just say that much.
Not that I was gonna say it's by everything. Yeah, it's good though.
Only weirdos skip lunch. We're working hard, man.
Yeah,
Get distracted. Time flies.
I may have had
too much stuff to do.
Slight meltdown about it because I usually I don't always need lunch. I can I never took lunches when I worked. I always would work through my lunch. I never ate. But now I have these days when I feel like I'm gonna die if I don't eat. I think it's when I know we're streaming and I know I can't eat. You know what I mean? It's like when you know you can't, then I'm like, well, I'm starving. So, freaking awesome.
It's just gonna make dinner that much better.
Okay.
Once you make it.
Oh my God. It's always so funny when he makes that joke all the time.
We got chicken. We got potatoes. We got veggies. It's gonna be good. Good. Can we have barbecue chicken? I know that's your favorite to make.
My wife says I'm leaving. Bye. She's a smart lady. I'm going to join her. Tell her I'm coming too.
Chelsea, what did Bob have in his pantry when you moved in? Probably stuff with a very long shelf life.
It was expired stuff. Yeah.
Still good.
Long shelf life.
That's just a suggestion.
It's a jumping off point to start negotiations.
It's a suggestion.
Oh, God.
Should you eat this? Maybe, but it's still good.
His favorite thing to do is we'll drop something on the ground and he'll pick it up like he's going to freaking eat it. And he's like, oh, what if you weren't here?
Well, yeah.
That's what he says. And I'm like, oh, well, I am here.
I get yelled at for eating off the floor.
Freaking
And my floors are spick and span, let me tell you.
Swear to God, dude. It's not even a 5-second rule. It's like, how long has that been there? I don't know. Give it to me. I'll eat it.
Been there since yesterday. It's still good.
It's fine. Rub some dirt on it.
Still
it's
good.
Fine. Uh-oh, fatherhood calls. Good night, Matt.
Later, Matt. Thanks for the help earlier again. I appreciate it, buddy.
Does coffee count as lunch? Yes, Zen, it does. It makes me not hungry. A lot of times I will drink coffee purposefully at noon so I won't want to eat lunch, and then I can just wait until dinner time. Sea scallops are ridiculously expensive in restaurants. Get 4 for $35. Rather cook them at home for $29 a pound. Yeah, that's true. Scallops are
like all seafood, though.
But scallops in particular, it's a really good point because you get 4 of them. You really do. That's the most I've ever seen, and it's always $30, $40.
Nothing makes me more angry when I order shrimp for $20 and I get 6 of them. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is why
and
I
they're
don't eat
always
out.
some tiny ass little baby shrimp. I'm like, can I get a prawn? Can I get a prawn? Thanks. For that much money.
Everywhere else in the world, you'd get a prawn.
Well.
Because that's what they're actually called everywhere
Prawns.
else.
Well, they're different.
Prawns.
That's a good movie.
Put another prawn on the barbie.
District 9.
Very
That's
good movie.
That's a good one. Good one. They were going to do a sequel. They never did. It's a good one. You have dog hair invisible to the human eye until you drop something. Yeah, that is true. Except for we also have dog hair visible to the human eye. So.
Yeah, it's called, this dropped on the ground. Dog hair gone. Still good.
All is good to him after that. All is well with the cosmos.
You know how much expired meat I've eaten, and I'm still alive. So
he made it this far, basically, and I can help him get through the rest of it.
I'm still standing.
I quit. This live stream is over.
That's the only words of that song I know.
I have told him the words 500 times. I've sat there and spoken word, and he still is still standing.
Oh my gosh, there's a comment I wanted to read. Oh, Benjamin says, I've been married 23 years and my wife found a can of beans I had before we got married.
Holy shit.
And probably still good.
Oh my God. Did you get rid of it or do you still have it? I feel like you have to keep that for the rest of your life. Forever.
There's a sequel to Beetlejuice coming out. Ugh.
Oh, Augustino.
I don't know. I've never seen the original, so I don't care.
Augustino prawns are supposed to be mini lobsters. Yeah, those are good. I've had them. The langoustines. I don't know what he'd do without me.
It's more like, what would she do without me? Like, I've opened her eyes to many things, like eating off the floor, eating expired foods.
I can show you a world.
There's
so much
less waste now that she knows what's actually good and,
yes,
and
he's
what's
really
not.
improved me as a person. I'm firing on all cylinders
You're very
now.
welcome.
I'm having a good time. It's great. Just a few more years of this. It's fine. It's fine. I signed a contract.
For life.
Forever. Forever. Love that freaking song. It is a good song.
So, anyways,
dot.
I'm still standing.
I'm not even telling you ever again. You've now lost any.
I know there's something about like freezing water and.
Hey, I have been to Rubio's Fish for Life. Yes, I liked Rubio's a lot, actually. They had really good seafood. I was always surprised at how inexpensive it was and how good the seafood was, because I always got shrimp tacos. They had the best shrimp tacos. And every now and then they'd have the like crispy shrimp tacos. Woo! That was a treat.
Ooh, we got this question again.
What?
Best Tetra to breed for profit.
Ooh, another one,
And
huh?
the same answer, either the really rare, expensive ones or the most common ones, like lemon Tetras. Nothing in between.
No. Nobody cares.
If you're breeding for profit, that's the way you want to go with Tetras. Especially now, if you can get some yellow lamp-eye Congo Tetras that are $50 each
Pipe down.
and get like 200 eggs,
It's not-
you're
that's
basically a millionaire. So
Piping up. No.
looks like Dean is speaking at GSAS in June. Well, at least I don't have to go in June. Nothing against Dean, but I can hear
Oh, good.
Dean-
That means I get a
hear,
pass.
I can hear Dean talk anytime I want without having to
Cool,
go
you
to
want a
smelly
frickin' cookie?
Seattle. Yeah,
Oh,
I do want a
I'm
cookie.
not going to Seattle. Sorry. I'm
No
for
offense,
anybody.
Dean, but you know.
No, I was going to say no offense to anyone. I'm not going to Seattle. Like, I'm good. I'll drive through Seattle to get somewhere else, but I'm not going to Seattle. Ooh, pork belly burnt ends today. That sounds pretty good. Pretty good. Ross, you make the best fish tacos? Well, you better figure out a way to get them here fresh and piping hot, because I want to try them.
How have I not seen Beetlejuice? Talking about a movie that I've never
He
been
hasn't seen a lot of movies
like
that.
I could care less
Yeah,
about.
I feel like
Like
a
I
lot
watched the trailer and I'm like, who cares?
To be perfectly honest, I've seen most movies that are hyped up like that, and I feel very similarly where I'm like, I don't like I do like Beetlejuice. I'll be honest, I do like Beetlejuice, but there are other movies that are like, oh my god, you haven't seen this.
Hey,
I'm like,
buddy.
yeah, and who gives a flying hoot? Like,
Who
it
gives a hoot?
doesn't matter.
Don't pollute.
Hugs the owl.
Come here. Come on. Come on. Oh, there you go.
Curtis, I heard that with a Southern Louisiana accent for
Is that a
some
good
reason.
nap? You have a good nap?
Oh my goodness, all Dobermans are the same. They're all amazing, wonderful sweethearts.
Thanks
Period.
for the hug, buddy.
Period. Ooh, carne asada and ceviche. Okay, everybody stop it. Like, I'm very hungry right now. I don't want to hear any more about food. I'm about to eat a freaking discus, and I don't even have any. If I had a discus, I would eat it, because that's all it's good for. Sorry to those.
That's a good point. Caitlin
Discus
says it's the Saturday one, so while I
Oh.
can see his talk on the co-op, I might just go to support the Saturday meeting times.
That's
Yeah,
good. That's
true.
a good point. Yeah. I'm still not going. But that's a good reason to go. Beetlejuice is overrated. That I can agree with. Beetlejuice is good, but I feel like the hype that some movies get, you're like, why? Who cares? It's not that great.
What's wrong with going to Seattle? I mean, it's like a second world country. I won't exaggerate and say a third world, but it's
Like
trash.
going to the Bay Area for me, like, because what I can compare it to is when I'd go to San Francisco in the last like 5 years. And the last time I went there, let's just say I had to go to a store to purchase an item or exchange an item. And when I walked up to the store, it is a very high-end store. There were armed security guards because so many people were getting their bags ripped out of their hands as they were walking out of the store. And I'm like, what does this city come to? It used to just be a bunch of like weirdos, and now it's like criminals. It's a completely different faction, and Seattle's literally the same thing but in Washington. Like it's like they picked up
California Junior.
Yeah, it's like they picked San Francisco up and that's Seattle. It's crazy. Ooh, blackened scallop tacos. I've never had a scallop in a taco, but I do love scallops. Yeah, good old California. I love California. That's the thing, is it used to be great. It's just the last like 15 years or so, and the last 5 years it's really gotten bad. Oh, hey, what is your problem? mean,
Someone's getting attention.
yeah, he's throwing a fit about it.
Oh.
Eating leftover sweet and sour chicken, egg rolls, and crab rangoon. God, that sounds good too. Okay, I say stop it so everybody just gets more in depth into what they're eating. Seems right. I feel you. I'm from Riverside, California, but I now live in AZ for reasons.
Oh,
funny.
I forgot you moved to Arizona.
That is it's funny because I have a great aunt that lived there, and she's like 100 years old, and she says that the reason she's alive and well is because she lives in Arizona. It's the climate. She said the dry heat does her well, and it is dry heat there for sure. Don't even say that word around me. I don't even want to go down that road, Leo. Yeah, that's why. That is why it's a dump, 100%.
So, anyways, back to fish.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any fish questions?
Seattle sounds a lot like New Orleans. I think it's any large city now. Any big city where there's a lot of tourists, where there's a lot of people coming in and out, where there's a lot of people
pooping on the sidewalk.
A lot of people pooping on sidewalks. I think it's all kind of every state has at least 3 of these cities, because there's always a few big cities in like San Francisco, Sacramento. I mean, not as much in Southern California, but a lot of the Northern California cities that used to be great are not great anymore. Tech's gone. Silicon Valley's gone. Like all of the money in Silicon Valley is left. So it's like the mighty have fallen a long time ago. Thanks for calling Beetlejuice overrated. Do you concur with that, or does that upset you? I can't tell. Are you being serious, or?
Where does it snow the most in Washington? In the mountains.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
it's it's weird for me because I've never lived in snow. Like I lived an hour from the snow, but it's like we have snow here, and it's weird to have to drive in it because my car is rear wheel drive, so that's no fun. It sucks.
But anyways, we're gonna cut this stream short because
I'm dying.
We're hungry, and it's been a
die.
long day, and we're tired, and we're way off topic now, so it doesn't even matter.
We've gone into full left field.
But I don't know about you guys. I did have a lot of fun, so thank you
real.
for coming out. We appreciate it.
Whoa!
I'm picking up trash here as I'm trying to sign out.
Huh.
Any last minute words here? My dogs want to live in the wood, want to live in the snow.
I
That's
bet.
true. I want a refund.
My dogs want to live in the snow. I want a refund. I never gave into this show about dragons. Can't even think of the name. Oh, what is it called? Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I never seen it.
It's not that great. It's super overrated, and it pissed me off more than it did anything. It should have been good because I love sci-fi and I love like folklore and all that. It sucks.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we got a fish comment here,
What?
and we'll end with that. Max says, I had to remove my African butterfly cichlid from my spotted Congo puffer tank due to it nipping my spotted Congo puffer.
You know what won't do that? Nanochromis.
Nanochromis.
Mm-hmm. Any of them. Perillus, transvestitis, splendens. I kept many different kinds. Well, not many. A couple different kinds with my spotted Congo puffers, and there was never one single issue at all. So, and yeah, the Thomasi, the butterfly cichlids, they can be a little attitudey.
There's an endorsement.
What?
Caitlin says, walking Seattle is strangely similar to walking the streets in India.
Wow. You heard it there first.
And Curtis says, sweet shirt, Bob. Thanks. I'm actually, I got this for like $5 at the thrift store.
That's a thrifted shirt.
Good old Nessie.
Yep.
Not NASA, because Nessie is actually real.
We only talk about real things here, so let's be real.
All right, everyone. Thanks so much for coming out. We enjoyed it. I hope you did too. On that note,
yes, I think Ileo's Tetras are going to be popular in the next few years. I do.
Yep. I don't think I have any announcements other than go buy fish, use our codes, get a discount, make me millions of dollars, and with
and
that,
me half millions because I get half of everything. So. It's a community property state.
you don't even know what that means. You don't even know what that means.
Talk.
Howard Stern can suck it. He's such an idiot.
So overrated. Like again, you want to talk about
A buffoon.
blown up?
A buffoon. He should be blown up.